AM1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
Coming right up, another fun varsity sports show.
In 2019, the JV Sports Show podcast began with the idea of spotlighting young people in our community. In time, that podcast evolved into radio, television, and live stream, and through that evolution, new ideas have enhanced delivery, giving a stage to students both in front of and behind the microphone in Arizona and beyond. Thank you for supporting the Varsity Sports Show, now the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 educational organization.
Hey, this is Sophie, and you're listening to my dad, Vince. Dad, you owe me $20 now.
Hi, kids. This is DJ Soulman from the Funk Junkies, and you're listening to the Varsity Sports Show with my man, Vince Delicio. And what's your last name?
It's Delicio.
Okay, that's right. That's what I thought. Yeah, right.
AM1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
This program is paid for by the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 nonprofit educational organization, and its partners.
You're listening to the Varsity Sports Show, home of Arizona's youth, high school, college sports, and you, empowering education and enabling dreams, right here on KDUS AM 1060 in Arizona. And now, welcome to the Varsity Sports Show.
Good morning. What we have in mind is breakfast in bed for 400,000.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. I'm in Southern California today. And why am I here? That's a familiar song, man. We're paying tribute, and we are running a memorial pickleball tournament. Proceeds benefit students, and it's in the name of our old friend Mike Beale, called the Beachin with Beale Memorial Pickleball Tournament out here at Ftn Valley, California, Orange County. More on that later, but first, being a purveyor and a fiduciary of all things news and sports in Arizona, as well as the rest of the world, we have with us one of our very own broadcasters by the name of Douglas Santo. Doug is out at Horizon High School this morning in North Phoenix. He's joined by brand new head football coach Tyson Ditmore. Doug, take it away, man.
Hey, Vince, thanks for having us this morning. So I'm here with Coach Ditmore. How are you doing this morning, Coach?
Good. Thanks for having me on. I'm excited to be on here and talk about our boys a little bit.
Yeah, so coming into your first season here at Horizon, what have you seen over the summer that's given you confidence for this group heading into the season?
Well, I think we've got a good nucleus of our boys. We've got a strong leadership group with our seniors, and I think everybody's really buying into some of the culture things that we're trying to change. And things were set up here really well from previous coaches like Coach Litton, Coach Wisdom, and Coach Schaefer. So, we're just really trying to kind of button things up and sharpen some edges and get ready to go.
Yeah, and we just talked with a lot of the seniors here just before this. What are you looking for out of those guys, and particular guys, to step up and be leaders for this team going into the season?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that in order to drive the culture that we want here is, those seniors need to be great men for the incoming freshmen and all the underclassmen. I think they're capable of doing things athletically on the field, but, we really want them to drive that leadership off the field and teaching these younger dudes, how to be great men.
Yeah, and going into your first season, what are your goals for this season, both you as a coach and the team in general?
Well, I think, our goal as a team is to come together. We need to find, dudes who have roles on this team. We want selfless players. And I think the biggest goal for our team and myself in general is just to focus on the process every single day and take care of the little things. The big things will come.
Yeah, and going off of that, what's key for the team this season? You've been in the playoffs last couple of years, but what's key to getting back to the top like you were in 2021?
Well, I think we're going to have, great special teams play. That's always going to be a big piece for me. Our defensive unit has really come together. They're real collective, got guys flying around to the ball. And then the last piece of it is, we've got offensive weapons that we need to get in space and utilize some of our playmakers back there.
Yeah. And who are a couple players on each side of the ball that you're looking to kind of be the stars this season and lead the team like you're talking about being leaders earlier?
Well, I think offensively, we've got our quarterback, Jace Ashley. He's a heck of an athlete, got experience at quarterback from last year. We've got Jax Markovich, Division I tight end, committed to UMass. We've got guys like Adam Wagner, Jordan Partridge, Bodie Zamorano is a junior, led the state in rushing last year. And those guys we're looking for on offense. And then defensively, we've got, of course, Jackson Murray, Colorado State commit. Just a great dude up front, big, strong, athletic, great first step. And then in our secondary, we've got a couple guys. Presley Jones returns with some experience, and then Tyler Furness is a senior that we're looking forward to kind of rock things going. And then special teams wise, which has always been a great tradition at Horizon, is we've got one of the top long snappers in the country with Mac Mulhern, and then our punter Riker Floyd, his brother's at ASU, and then we've got Palmer Podwika who can really boot the ball from a kicking standpoint. So just hoping that those guys step up and focus on their key roles.
Yeah, and talking with your players, they talk about your passion and how it kind of drives them to go their hardest, whether it's practice, game, anytime, just really drives them to just do their best in everything they do. Where does that passion come from?
Well, I think it comes from, from a great family who, really pushed me to be great and not only being, good athlete, but, good academically, good person. Both my parents really pushing that, humble folks. I got my brother who's my right-hand man who really pushed me to kind of do that. And I think, ultimately where it comes from is I had fun playing growing up and I had fun in college. I want to give that experience back to these kids, but 10 times more. So I think if I'm not having fun, they're not having fun, just kind of being a leader in that aspect.
Yeah. And then is there a specific moment this season that you're looking forward to as your first season here as the head coach at Horizon now?
Right now, I would say the biggest one we're looking forward to is, getting our first official day under our belts. And I'm just excited to see the process. We've got
I think we lost Doug. Well, okay. Well, hopefully we can bring him back on with Coach Ditmore. Of course, Coach Tyson Ditmore, brand new head football coach at Horizon High School, home of the Huskies, and we will be covering the team again this year. Exciting year last year under previous head coach Andy Litton, and Coach Litton, of course, having moved on to Mountain View, home of the Toros. But now Coach Ditmore, who was a defensive coordinator for the Huskies, and of course the Huskies playing some sound defense, pretty good offense last year as well. Their ground game was something to marvel at, and threw the ball somewhat well, effectively. But really, they had a 1-2 punch with their running game and did really well. So exciting stuff. But looking forward to hearing more about the Huskies and Coach Ditmore and that program, and our very own Douglas Santo, who's joining us this summer, providing reporting throughout the summer for the Varsity Sports Show. And he'll be back with us in the fall. We're excited. Doug is a rising talent in the industry, and he will be a field correspondent for us on Friday nights. Guys, we have a lot of good stuff. I can't even begin to skim the surface on things that we have coming up for the fall that you are truly going to enjoy. First of all, we're going to be covering a few of the same teams we did last year, as well as some new ones. We're going to have a couple of crews going out and doing games on Friday nights randomly. So if you want to be a part of that, by all means, get in touch with us. And if we see, we don't have a set schedule for that kind of drop-in game of the week. We're going to look at the schedule week by week. And if we see, because a lot of, Monday Night Football, same thing. They put out their schedule months in advance. And regardless of how the teams are doing, they end up putting them out there, and you could have two teams that going into the preseason could have been all world, all everything predicted to win everything, and then you get to the midpoint in the season, later in the season, and they're basically not doing anything, and the network is committed to covering them. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the schedule week by week on a couple of our crews, and we're also going to be in Tucson Game of the Week. Get ready for that. We've got an incredible partnership that we've established with the National Football Foundation Southern Arizona chapter. Great people over there, and we are going to be presenting a Tucson high school football Game of the Week. Again, we're going to look at the schedule. We're going to say, oh, wow, these guys are 6-0, playing these guys that are 5-1. We're going to go get that game done. So, guys, if you're interested and want us to put you on the schedule, kind of penciling you in. So that way there's some incentive to really get out there and play well, have some success. And we'll come out there and cover your game. So let's take it back to Doug Santo, who's out at Horizon High School with Coach Tyson Ditmore. Doug, go ahead.
Say that again?
Doug, go ahead.
So what is it that you, obviously success looks like on the field, winning, having a successful season, but what is it that you look for in success for the players off the field as well?
Well, one of our program philosophies for players is that we want them to be great young men. We want them to feel comfortable coming back 10 years from now and seeing the program and seeing its growth. And, ultimately, this is a super important 4 years of their life, and we want them to experience it, learn life lessons. That's the good thing about football, is it teaches you life lessons.
Yeah, absolutely. And heading into this new season, just what are goals for like the players themselves, but then you as a coach?
Well, I think, every player is going to have an individual goal. And I think that's good because, that's what drives them. But, their team goal is got to be one. It's got to be unity. We've got to continue to change the culture and show up every day, focusing on the process. And, I'm in that same boat with them. These kids are the guys who are out there on the field that are rocking and rolling. They're the ones who are playing, and we just need to help them, reach their maximum potential.
Yeah, absolutely. As you guys get set for the new season, first year as a head coach here, we wish Horizon Huskies the best. And thank you for joining us this morning, Coach Ditmore.
Yeah, you got it. Appreciate you guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Doug. Great job in talking with Coach Tyson Ditmore. A lot of anticipation at Horizon. Anytime you lose a head coach, it gets a little nerve-wracking because there's a lot of moving pieces there. There's philosophies, there's players, there's this and that. And now in an age where you have players moving on to different schools, even at the high school level, it's crazy, guys. But Coach Ditmore's done a great job. He's familiar with the culture, familiar with the families, the community. So all the luck in the world to Coach Ditmore, all the success, and looking forward to covering him and having him join us every week for the Husky Report throughout the season. Guys, when we come back from the break, more from the Beachin with Beale Memorial Pickleball Tournament here in Fountain Valley, California, in beautiful Orange County. Looking forward to it. And the theme of our show this week, we're going to be presenting a lot of content on Arizona, obviously, and California. So you'll be listening to some segments, some updates from our amazing team presenting stories to you. And we will be back after the break. Don't go anywhere. Corey behind the glass, manning the phones. We'll look forward to bringing you a great show today. Vince out at Fountain Valley, California. We'll be right back after the break. Go Varsity.
Catch the Doug Gottlieb Show weekdays from 1 to 3 p.m. right here on KDUS AM1060 and online at KDUS1060.com.
APAC is your one-stop source for all your automotive and heavy-duty air conditioning parts, supplies, and equipment. They're family-owned and have been the Valley's go-to for all your auto AC needs since 1982. Whether it's for your everyday or vintage car, commercial, or off-road vehicle or equipment, APAC has you covered. Call APAC, AA-PAK, the AC experts at 602-254-1116 and ask for the Varsity Special to get 10% off your purchase. Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show.
Hello everyone, my name is Nicholas Anderson. I'm a sports broadcasting student at the Hanks Greenspun School of Journalism at UNLV. I am stoked to start creating visual and audio segments along with broadcasting and sideline reporting for different games this season. As a writer for the UNLV Scarlet and Gray, I can provide insightful knowledge on a variety of different sports. I am excited to be a part of the team this season and looking forward to kicking off the year right on the Varsity Sports Show.
Every Monday night, check out Ray Adams as he hosts the Monday Night Golf and Lifestyle Show from 6 to 7 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. Vince DeLisio live from the Fountain Valley. Gosh, what is the name of this place? I forgot. Where are we? What's the name of this place? Fountain Valley. Park and Recreation. What is it? Pickleball courts in Fountain Valley, California, Orange County. Okay. And we are here for a special event. I didn't just randomly pack up my stuff, even though it seems like it, and just set up shop out at some park. There is a tournament going on. What kind of a tournament, you ask? Well, it's a charity tournament in honor of one of our very own, a very special person, an old friend, and just a guy who was very passionate about the sport of pickleball, too. I'm coming to find out there's a lot of people that are here even to honor him, Mike Beale. And the name of this tournament is the Beachin with Beale Memorial Pickleball Tournament. It's the first annual, and proceeds. Get this, Mike was a faculty member at Orange Coast College here in Costa Mesa, California, affectionately known as the armpit of Southern California, and he wanted to give back to students. So we are doing that. We are honoring his wishes, giving back to students, and there's a scholarship that's being set up with the Orange Coast Foundation to provide paid internships to broadcast students. Hint, hint. So anyway, we're going to work it, and we're going to see what we can develop out at Orange Coast College. So their broadcast program is making a resurgence, and we're going to see if we can help out and get some students and push them along in honor of our old buddy. But that tournament kicks off at 11. We're going to be live streaming the tournament as well, and you'll find the links on our social media. So if you head over in the next 15, 20 minutes over to our social media, you'll find it. We're going to bring you some reporting from our very own Mac Pham, who's going to talk to us a little bit about the Phoenix Mercury as well as others. Take it away, Corey.
I'm Mac Pham from San Diego State, reporting for the Varsity Sports Show with a report on the Phoenix Mercury. Mercury is currently 4th in the Western Conference with a 13-12 record. They are just 4 games back of the 1 seed, which is currently a 2-way tie between Minnesota and Seattle. With the Olympics coming up, Mercury won't have a game until August 15th, where they will face off against Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. Mercury has 3 players representing them on Team USA: Diana Taurasi, Brittany Griner, and Kalia Copper, who is currently averaging a career-high 23.3 points a contest, which is second across the entire league. Via the Associated Press, Griner spoke about the pride she takes in representing Team USA. It means everything to me, honestly. For me to now have the honor to wear it again and potentially win gold is icing on the cake for everything. Earlier this week, Mercury opened a new 58,000 square foot practice facility. The facility, which costs $100 million and is 3 blocks from the team's arena, will include strength and cardio areas, hydrotherapy, a sauna, offices, meeting rooms, lounge, and dining rooms. It will also have a full kitchen with a dedicated chef. The courts feature 10 baskets and built-in courtside technologies that can provide the team with real-time performance analytics. Copper was stunned when she first saw the facility, saying, "Oh, my jaw dropped. How the heck did I fall into this? Is this like, am I dreaming?" Getting into the details, it's crazy. We're blessed. With the Olympics kicking off this weekend, the U.S. Olympic team was the first team to train at the new facility. Reporting for the Varsity Sports Show from San Diego State, I'm Pham.
Hello, my name is Robert Diaz of the University of Florida, reporting for the Varsity Sports Show. Arizona Cardinals wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. enters his rookie season as a potential number one wide receiver for quarterback Kyler Murray and the team's offense as they look to improve from their 4-13 record in 2023. ESPN's Dan Graziano has Harrison as one of the most intriguing players heading into 2024, and the Cardinals offense could take another step in progression. Graziano said Cardinals' expectations heading into the season are much higher due to the drafting of Harrison, saying, quote, "I personally believe the Cardinals could have a sneaky good offense. After quarterback Kyler Murray's return from his ACL in Week 10 of last season, Arizona had the league's second best rushing attack behind only Buffalo, having 152.8 yards per game, and the ninth best offense overall at 362.8 yards a game. Add in a full, healthy offseason for Murray, who seems rejuvenated under coach Jonathan Gannon, and a year's worth of experience in the Drew Petzing offense, and we could have expected fairly big things, even if the Cardinals haven't added the most pro-ready wide receiver prospect in recent memory with the fourth pick at the draft," end quote. Harrison joined the Cardinals in an offseason that saw much turnaround at the position following the departure of Marquise Brown in free agency and the team trading Rondale Moore to the Atlanta Falcons. Along with drafting Harrison, the Cardinals signed Zay Jones and Chris Moore to one-year deals to join the second-year pro Michael Wilson and Greg Dortch alongside tight end Trey McBride, who had led the Cardinals in receiving in 2023, catching 81 passes for 825 yards and 3 touchdowns. The number 4 pick is coming off 2 good seasons at Ohio State, which he had 144 catches for 2,474 receiving yards and 28 touchdowns. He also scored once on the ground during the 2023 season. For his final efforts, Harrison was named the Offensive Big Ten Player of the Year and was also a finalist for the 2023 Heisman Trophy. Thank you for listening. I'm Robert Diaz with Varsity Sports Show.
Hello, everyone. This is Mark Buerger from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, reporting for the Varsity Sports Show. Just recently, the WNBA All-Star Game took place on Saturday, July 20th at the Footprint Center, home of the Phoenix Mercury and Phoenix Suns in Phoenix, Arizona. This All-Star Game featured the WNBA All-Stars and Team USA. Let's go over the numbers. The Team WNBA All-Star team edged the USA basketball team 117-109 in a very close clash, which saw a very close first quarter, 24-23 in favor of the WNBA All-Stars, which then showed a 36-25 score third quarter in favor of the WNBA All-Stars. WNBA All-Stars were led by Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark only did finish with 4 points, but she led the game by providing 10 assists. Now, 10 assists. She was so known for that in the regular season with the Indiana Fever, and it showed in that game. Some big scores also included Enrique Ognabobole from the Dallas Wings, who finished the game with 34 points for the WNBA All-Stars. As for Team USA, they were led by Brianna Stewart, who had 31 points and 10 rebounds. It was a great game with a big crowd, and as we saw in the whole WNBA season as well, we saw a big crowd yet again at the Footprint Center, home of the Phoenix Mercury, which saw a giant crowd get to watch a very fun exhibition game between Team USA and the WNBA All-Stars. This was a great game to watch for the fans to really get to see women's sports, and we got to see a lot of great performances, which also included Angel Reese from the Chicago Sky with 12 points and 11 rebounds. And again, this is Mark Buerger from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, reporting for the Varsity Sports Show.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show. I'm Thaddeus Mitchell from Texas Southern University. We have some exciting news for all you burger lovers out there. Habit Burger's Double Char has claimed the number one spot in the USA Today 10 Best Reader's Choice Awards for Best Fast Food Burger. To celebrate this win, Habit Burger is giving back to its fans. From now until September 18th, Char Club members can enjoy a free double char with a $5 minimum purchase. Existing members will find the offer in their accounts only lasts till July 30th, and new members have until September 18th to sign up and join the fun. Jack Hincliffe, Chief Marketing Officer, expressed his gratitude saying, "This win isn't just ours. It belongs to every Habit fan and burger connoisseur who cast their vote. They've made the double char number one, and now it's our turn to give it back. We're inviting everyone to taste the burger that stole the nation's heart." The double char triumphed over 19 other contenders, many from larger chains, holding the top spot for 4 consecutive weeks. Habit Burger has been on the road lately, with their tempered green beans also securing the number one spot in USA Today's 10 Best Readers' Choice 2024 Awards. Their Chicken Club ranked number one grilled chicken sandwich by Daily Meal, and the limited time roasted garlic cauliflower winning Menu Master's Healthful Innovation category in 2023. You can follow Habit Burger Grill on the social media on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Habit Burger Grill. That's all for now, burger lovers. I'm Thaddeus Mitchell from Texas Southern University, and thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show.
This is Reilly Robertson from Arizona State reporting for the Varsity Sports Show. The Los Angeles Dodgers are hot right now, sitting at number 1 in the National League West over the Padres and the Diamondbacks. With the trade deadline being next week, clubs in the postseason race are needing to add and enhance their roster, the Dodgers being no exception. Last year, the Dodgers traded 7 prospects at the deadline, the most in the MLB. They're expected to do something similar this year because the Dodgers are looking to win a World Series, not just make the playoffs. The one thing that sets the Dodgers apart is the fact that they have a large amount of young prospects, so they aren't necessarily going to be looking for that in free agency, but they can use that as a bargaining chip. One key update for LA is that they are getting pitcher Clayton Kershaw back on the mound for the first time since his off-season shoulder surgery. Kershaw is coming back at a key moment for LA, right before they're set to make a playoff run. Their other star pitcher, Tyler Glasnow, just recently returned after missing a couple weeks due to back tightness. Having both of these pitchers healthy is going to be very important for the Dodgers, especially going into their postseason run. One big contribution to their positive season is the contribution of their rookies. The Dodgers are 27-18 when a rookie has started on the mound. The Los Angeles Dodgers are currently 61-42, sitting atop the NL West. They're looking to stay on the same path to hope to get a spot in the postseason and hopefully go on to win the World Series. I'm Reilly Robertson from Arizona State, reporting for the Varsity Sports Show.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show, AM1060 KDUS Arizona. Vince DeLisio out at Fountain Valley, California for the Beachin with Beale Memorial Charity Pickleball Tournament, the first annual. And we've got an amazing show. Nice job, Reilly. Hats off to our amazing crew. We get together on Sunday nights. We talk about themes for the week, and I'll just throw stuff, and they will respond. And this week we're covering a little bit of California and a whole lot of Arizona. So when we come back from the break, we'll be joined live here again, talking a little bit about the tournament, and then transition to some coverage on the Arizona Rattlers, some Rattlers news, some news on the Los Angeles Angels baseball team, the Oakland A's series with the Angels and A's, a little bit of Coyotes news, and then Thad Mitchell's going to talk a little bit about some great things going on at the Phoenix Zoo this summer. So don't go anywhere, guys. Thanks again for joining us here on the Varsity Sports Show. Once again, live from Orange County, California. We'll be right back. Go Varsity.
Check out KDUS AM 1060 on 100.7 KSLX HD2. That's right, HD radio on 100.7 channel number 2.
The AngryCrabShack in Tempe. With an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat.
Hello, this is local voiceover model and former Daddy Yankee stunt double, Mario Malaby. Be sure to DM us your questions for Ask Lucas on Twitter. And you are listening to the Varsity Sports Show on AM1060 KDUS, Arizona.
Hello, everyone. My name is Robert Diaz. I'm a sports journalism major at the University of Florida. I am very excited to join the Varsity Sports Show. I intend to cover the NBA playoffs, but I'm open to covering any sport. I can't wait to share my expert analysis throughout the semester and hope to deliver a great listening experience.
HD Radio is here for KDUS AM1060. Check out your favorite shows and games on 100.7 KSLX HD2.
AM1060 KDUS Arizona. Vince DeLisio out in Fountain Valley, California for a very special event, a charitable event, a pickleball tournament, fastest growing sport in the world. And it is, I actually looked it up, it is the state, if there is such a thing, I saw it on Wikipedia, so it must be true, the state sport for the state of Washington is pickleball. So, of course, pickleball, having grown and actually started in the Pacific Northwest in the mid to late 60s and has just grown and exploded. And judging by what I'm seeing out here, I mean, every court is full. The parking lot is full. This is going to be quite the event. And it being a first annual event, we didn't know exactly what to expect, but it's been a pleasant surprise. So you mentioned pickleball, and people will flock to it. So a lot of good stuff. As we go through the show, we're going to be joined by some guests, and one of the beneficiaries of the proceeds of this tournament is the Orange Coast Foundation, Orange Coast College here in Costa Mesa, California, and one of the faculty staff from Orange Coast, Kyle Slocum, will be joining us at the start of hour number 2 to talk a little bit about Orange Coast and our push into Southern California and reporting and providing opportunities to media students at Orange Coast. So I am excited about this and kicking off this partnership with them and hopefully they with us, and we'll kind of see how that goes. So as we move through the show, content from our amazing team. The focus today being a lot of Arizona and a little bit of California sprinkled in, and some regional reports as well. You're going to hear some reports from the Midwest, from the East, obviously the West. And we're going to kick off that coverage in this segment with a report from our very own Reilly Robertson out of Cronkite School of Mass Communications at Arizona State with some news on the Kansas City Chiefs. I hope it's nothing about Taylor Swift, and gosh, I hope they're still together, man. What's the name of the guy that is engaged to Taylor Swift? What's that guy's name for the Chiefs? Kelsey, that's your guy. You see how much news I follow. Anyway, I hope they're still together. I many sleepless nights hoping that they stay together. Anyway, let's kick it off with news on the Chiefs from Reilly. Take it away, Corey.
Good morning. I'm Douglas Santo from the Cronkite School of Journalism at ASU, reporting for the Varsity Sports Show. As we approach the end of July, the NFL season is just around the corner. But for many football fans, it's still an exciting time, as the Indoor Football League concluded its regular season last weekend, and its playoffs began this weekend, with the first game taking place last night. The IFL was founded in 2008, with its inaugural season in 2009. It has since grown to become America's longest continuously running indoor football league, and had its highest per-game attendance in 2018 during its 10th season. The Arizona Rattlers are one of 3 teams from Arizona in the IFL. Based in Glendale, the Rattlers moved from the Arena Football League to the Indoor Football League in 2017. They went on to win the United Bowl that season and competed in the championship game in 2019 and 2021. The Rattlers are the lone Arizona team to make the playoffs this season, finishing third in the Western Conference at 11-5. The third-seeded Rattlers will visit the second-seeded Vegas Nighthawks tonight in the third of the 4 first-round playoff games this weekend. The Arizona Rattlers faced the Vegas Nighthawks twice this season, losing both games but by a combined 7 points. Tonight's game should be filled with fireworks and a tightly contested contest. In their matchups this season, Nighthawks quarterback Jerome Johnson has been a difference maker, throwing 7 touchdown passes and rushing for over 200 yards and another 7 touchdowns. For the Rattlers, quarterback Dalton Sneed did not play in the first matchup, but threw for 258 yards and 3 touchdowns in the second matchup. Running back Shannon Brooks broke loose for 4 rushing touchdowns and 5 receptions for 40 yards and a touchdown. And receiver Corey Reed Jr. caught 6 passes for 116 yards and a touchdown in their last matchup. The Rattlers will need big games from their leaders on offense and the defense to contain the Nighthawks quarterback if they want to win and advance from the first round this weekend. You can watch the Rattlers take on the Nighthawks tonight at 7:05 p.m. on the IFL YouTube channel. For the Varsity Sports Show, I'm Douglas Santo.
This is Nicholas Anderson from the Hanks Greenspun School of Journalism at UNLV, reporting for the Varsity Sports Show. The Oakland A's and Los Angeles Angels are set to play a series starting on July 25th through July 28th at Angel Stadium in Anthem, California. You can catch the games live on NBCS California. This series will feature key players from both teams, such as Brent Rooker from the Athletics, who has been performing exceptionally well, and Zach Neto from the Angels. This series is crucial for both teams as they look to improve their standings in the AL West. The rivalry between the A's and the Los Angeles Angels is a dynamic and storied competition within the MLB, rooted in their shared AL West division. This rivalry has seen numerous memorable events, from the drastic comfort behind victories to pivotal games that have shared playoff races. The A's, with their rich history of World Series championships, often clash with the Angels, who have had their own period of dominance, especially during the 2000s. Key figures like Ricky Henderson for the A's and Mike Trout for the Angels have contributed to the intensity and passion of these matchups. The A's are currently having a challenging season. As of late July, they hold a record of just over 40 wins, placing them at the bottom of the AL West division. Despite some recent victories, including a series win over the Los Angeles Angels earlier in the season, the A's are struggling overall, being currently 13 games behind the divisional leader. The Angels are experiencing a tough season of their own as well. As of late July, they have a record of just over 40 wins as well, placing them 4th in the AL West. Despite some individual standout performances, the team has struggled overall. They are currently 9 games behind the divisional leader. The Angels have had a mix of wins and losses recently, including a series win over the Oakland A's, but also suffering some heavy losses earlier in the month. With this being the final time both teams will play each other while the A's are in California, the reminiscence of these two divisional rivalries will carry over to a new chapter where the Oakland A's will relocate to Las Vegas to start their new chapter in baseball lore. The upcoming matches between the two could forever change the impact of the MLB forever. From the Varsity Sports Show, I'm Nicholas Anderson.
Hi, this is Reilly Robertson from Arizona State reporting for the Varsity Sports Show. We've recently had some updates about the Arizona Coyotes franchise. Earlier in the summer, the NHL decided to move the Coyotes to Utah, renaming them as the Utah Hockey Club with a second name currently in the works. The owner of the Coyotes, Alex Murillo, was told that the Coyotes could come back to the desert as an expansion team if he was able to build a new arena in the next 5 years. The Coyotes have been previously playing out of 4,600-seat Mullet Arena, the same arena that the Arizona State Sun Devil hockey team plays out of, an arena that was fun, but definitely too small for an NHL team. Alex had a plan to buy a 110-acre plot of land in North Phoenix through an auction. The Arizona State Land Department unexpectedly canceled the land auction, citing that Morello needs a special permit to be able to buy and start building on the land. Directly after this, he backed out of Coyotes ownership, effectively putting the final nail in the coffin for the franchise. Although just recently, Phoenix Suns owner Matt Ishbia expressed interest in bringing the Coyotes back to the desert. Matt is the owner of the NBA's Phoenix Suns and the WNBA's Phoenix Mercury. He commented on how he truly believes that Phoenix is a four-sport city and wants to do everything that he can to bring hockey back to the desert. The Coyotes can't necessarily move into the Footprint Center with the Suns, so a new arena would have to be built, potentially for the both of them. We are hoping to see hockey back in the desert in the next couple of years, whether that be with the Suns or some other way. I'm Reilly Robertson from Arizona State, reporting for the Varsity Sports Show.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show. I'm Thaddeus Mitchell from Texas Southern University. Today we have a story from Arizona's capital that's sure to bring a smile to your face. On Friday, July 19th, the Phoenix Zoo hosted its third annual Summer Snow Day, treating its animals to a frosty surprise in the summer heat. With temperatures being at 109 degrees, the zoo brought in 10 tons of ice thanks to the generous efforts of Mather Bros Incorporated and Salt River Project. This collaboration turned the zoo into a winter wonderland, much for the animals and the visitors. The zoo welcomed guests with free ice cream while the animals frolicked in the snow. The animals that participated included Indu the elephant, Chudi the rhino, African painted dogs, cheetahs, leopards, tigers, primates, and more. From frozen fish cycles for the tiger to a 20-gallon ice tree with frozen fruit for Indu, the zoo made sure each animal had a special icy treat to enjoy. The Phoenix Zoo's commitment to animal welfare and enrichment is truly commendable, providing not only a cool respite from the heat, but also a novel and stimulating experience for the animals. It was a fantastic way to beat the heat in the desert. I'm Thaddeus Mitchell from Texas Southern University, and thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show on AM1060 KDUS Arizona. Vince DeLisio out in Fountain Valley, California for a very special event, a pickleball tournament, fastest growing sport in the world, arguably in the world. I don't know if they're playing this in Bangladesh, but it's pretty fast growing sport, at least in our country. It's a charitable event also. The proceeds from this event are going to the Orange Coast Foundation. There is a life-size bust here of my old friend Mike Beale the event is in his name because he was passionate about a couple things. Number one, about insulting me constantly, but he was also passionate about the sport of pickleball, and he was passionate about students. He was a faculty member out at Orange Coast College for, I want to say close to 20 years because he kept talking about being close to retirement when 23 years, and every day was retirement for him for 23 years. Guy was, I don't think he worked a day of his life, but he enjoyed it. And when he was done surfing early in the morning, he'd make his way into the office and work with students. And so a scholarship is being established for broadcast media students at Orange Coast College. And so students listening, if you're interested in working in media, by all means, get in touch with us. Get in touch with one of the advisors out at Orange Coast by the name of Kyle Slocum. We're going to be talking to Kyle in the 10 o'clock hour and getting a little more information about Orange Coast, how the program works, a little bit about the school, some of the it's a big school too. The junior colleges out in Southern California are massive, and we, of course, having worked with nearly 20 colleges and universities across the country. There's a few more guys coming online with us in the fall. Some of these names, you're going to be impressed, and we are already the largest intern provider for the Cronkite School of Mass Communications at Arizona State University. We work with the University of Arizona. We work with Grand Canyon University. We work with University of Nevada, Las Vegas, San Diego State, Texas Southern, University of Florida, and more, University of Wisconsin. I don't want to give away too much, but over the next few weeks we'll reveal the others, and hopefully we'll have some students from Orange Coast College joining us as well in the fall. Guys, when we come back from the break, okay, the anticipation has been building. We'll have more reporting from our amazing broadcast team, our summer team, throughout the show. Focus of today's show, a lot of Arizona and a little bit of California sprinkled in. Join us here on the Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060, KDUS, Arizona. Guys, don't go anywhere. Vince DeLisio out in Fountain Valley, beautiful Orange County. Arizona's better, though. I'm a big Arizona guy. All right, we'll be back after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Ready to bring KDUS AM 1060 into your home with Alexa?
Hi, I'm Alexa.
Download the KDUS AM 1060 skill and enable. Then say, Alexa, open KDUS AM 1060.
This is where I start my day.
Hello, sports fans. This is Dick Stockton, and you are listening to Arizona's home of youth, high school, college, and you, the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060, KDUS, Arizona.
The Varsity Sports Show is proud to once again be the official broadcast team of the Hohokam Junior College Athletic Conference. We are back for another year of HJCAC football. We'll bring you the JUCO Game of the Week, on-site live coverage, weekly JUCO report on Saturday morning's Varsity Sports Show, and coming this fall, the weekly Coaches Show with Coach Doug Medoski. Stay tuned for more. JUCO football is alive and well in Arizona. Brought to you by the Varsity Sports Show and the HJCAC.
Than a mosquito in a news colony. I'm listening to Vince at the Varsity Sports Show, Arizona's home for youth, high school, college, and you on AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona.
Need social information about KDUS AM 1060? Try KDUS1060.com, at KDUS AM 1060 on Twitter, and Facebook.com/KDUS AM 1060.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060, KDUS, Arizona. Vince DeLisio out in Fountain Valley, California, in Orange County for the Beachin with Beale Memorial Pickleball Tournament, the first annual. And they hope to cement Mike's legacy by providing scholarship opportunities to students interested in broadcast media. And I'm hoping that well, I'm confident that this will continue because we've been well received with every school that we've worked with. And there's a lot of young, talented, and not so young, but talented students out there that are interested in working in media, and we like to give them a platform. Anybody that's interested, as I said, drop us a line, an email, info@varsitysportsshow.com. Check us out on social media. You can write us through there. On Twitter, I was thinking of X, well, also called X, at Varsity Show. We are also on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn, Varsity Sports Show. Hit us up, and if you are interested in working in media and want to earn some internship credit, we've got a lot for you to do. One thing that's pretty incredible about our internship is that everybody does everything. It's not just focused on one thing. You're not filling coffee cups as an intern with the Varsity Sports Show. You are producing content, you're writing, you're editing, you're broadcasting, you're hosting live segments, you're producing packages, as you are hearing from our amazing team this morning. You're getting out in the field, particularly in the fall, where high school football, we cover junior college football, club sports, youth sports. You're out there reporting live, recording, and this fall we've got some amazing things that we're not going to reveal too much now, but let's just say there's going to be a lot of outreach going on, and not only in the state of Arizona but across the country, and we are so excited about it because you are going to learn. It's all about the people. That's what this internship is. It's you're going to learn and hear from some great storytellers.
One thing about our internship is that our interns, our broadcasters, are storytellers, and they get out there and they do an amazing job. Coming up, okay, so the anticipation is finally here on hearing some Kansas City Chiefs news from our very own Reilly Robertson. We're going to hear from Mark Buerger, a little Wisconsin Badgers football preview, the Big Ten, and then, of course, Pham out at San Diego State is going to give us a little San Diego State football preview, the Aztecs. Take it away, Corey.
The Midwest Report.
Hi, this is Reilly Robertson from Arizona State reporting for the Varsity Sports Show. Looking nationally, we are seeing the start of training camp for the NFL. The back-to-back Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs are looking for the first ever three-peat in the NFL. To achieve what they're looking for, the Chiefs are going to need to upgrade their wide receivers. Rashee Rice was the team's #1 wide receiver as a rookie last season. There's a chance that Rice is going to be suspended for a portion of the season due to his involvement in an off-season car crash. Without Rice, the Chiefs are going to have to look to players like Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore to have a big start to the season. In addition to them, the Chiefs picked up Marquise Brown in free agency and drafted Xavier Worthy. In terms of Worthy, he has missed a couple days of training camp due to an illness. This is not ideal for the Chiefs because they want to be able to get the most out of Worthy this season and to be as successful as possible. He is a key part of their wide receiver group and is needed to hopefully achieve their three-peat. With these new additions, the Chiefs are looking to have a very good year with their wide receivers. The key to the Chiefs, though, is famed quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes has been producing a very high level for the past couple of years, and that is expected to continue. The offensive structure of the Chiefs has been consistently changing the past couple of years, but Mahomes is always able to keep up and always produces incredible numbers. The Chiefs have an incredibly bright future ahead of them as long as they have Patrick Mahomes. Last year, the record was 11-6, ending first in the AFC West. They went on to beat the Dolphins, Bills, Ravens, and 49ers, ultimately winning the Super Bowl for the second year in a row. As they look to make that three-peat a reality, they're hoping for a high production from their wide receivers and, as always, Patrick Mahomes. This is Reilly Robertson from Arizona State reporting for the Varsity Sports Show.
Hello, everyone. This is Mark Buerger from the University of Wisconsin-Madison reporting for the Varsity Sports Show. It's time to preview the Wisconsin Badgers football team heading into this August. Last season was the first season under new head coach Luke Pickle, which saw a 7-6 record, which led them to yet another bowl appearance. As also, they only finished 5-4 in conference last year, with a 4-3 home record, which is pretty unusual considering they are always very good at Camp Randall Stadium, with a 3-2 road record as well before falling in the ReliaQuest Bowl in Tampa Bay to LSU. However, we're looking at next season as a positive for Wisconsin, and we think they could definitely take a huge step next season. Next season, they will be led under Tyler Van Dyke, a transfer quarterback from Miami, Florida. This will be his only year of eligibility left, so Wisconsin will look to make it count for him. His last 3 seasons at Miami were pretty good. 25 touchdowns in 2021, which was definitely his best season, with 2,900 passing yards, with 9 yards average per pass, and only 6 interceptions. The next year after that was definitely a little bit lower year for him, with only 10 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, which looked more like an injury season for him. And then 2023 was still good, 19 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, but if they can get Tyler Van Dyke to where he was in 2021, Wisconsin could definitely be a force. Also, Ches Malusi, their running back, will be returning for the Badgers for his final year, as well as Tawi Walker, a transfer from Oklahoma, to help lead this team in the running game. Some big games next year at home include Alabama, new Big Ten opponent Oregon, Penn State, and Minnesota. While those are at home, they will all be tough games, including a road game against USC. So I hope that next season they'll be able to really take it to the next level. And again, this is Mark Buerger from the Varsity Sports Show.
I'm Pham from San Diego State, reporting for the Varsity Sports Show. Focusing in on SDSU's football team, SDSU is welcoming first-year head coach Sean Lewis. Lewis was previously the offensive coordinator at the University of Colorado. Lewis joins a program that went 4-8 and missed out on a bowl game for the second time in the last 14 seasons. Lewis is looking to improve an offense that was second to last in the Mountain West Conference in points per game, averaging just a little over 20 points per game last season. The offense did not have one receiver finish with at least 10 receptions in a game last year. Defensively, they had just 2 games last year where they held the opponent to under 15 points. Earlier this week, San Diego State was picked to finish in 8th place in the 2024 preseason Mountain West preseason poll. The preseason poll and the all-conference team are voted based by media representatives who cover the conference. For just the 3rd time in the 26-year history of the Mountain West, SDSU did not have a player that earned preseason Mountain West all-conference honors. SDSU is returning a handful of players, as there will be 11 starters that will be returning from last year's squad. Reporting for the Varsity Sports Show from San Diego State, I'm Pham.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show on AM1060 KDUS Arizona, reporting live from Fountain Valley, California, right in the area of Huntington Beach and Costa Mesa and Irvine and the surrounding area, Santa Ana. Beautiful morning out here in Southern California. It's kind of cool to see green grass again. We don't see a lot of that in Phoenix. But anyway, we are live at the Beachin with Beale annual charity pickleball tournament in memory of our old buddy Mike Beale, who is an avid, passionate about several things, all things pickleball. He was really getting into the sport and passionate about students, passionate about working with students as a faculty member, a 23-year faculty member out at Orange Coast College in Costa Mesa, California. Developed quite the reputation for working with students and for students, and his legacy will continue as a result of the proceeds of this tournament every year in his name as aspiring young well, I got to stop saying young because it doesn't, you don't have to be young, but aspiring broadcast journalism students that wish to pursue the careers in the field, both in front of and behind a microphone and a camera. And there will be a scholarship established that students can serve an internship. So should be interesting, should be fun. I'm looking forward to being joined in hour number 2 by Kyle Slocum, who's the project director, work-based learning and employer engagement out at Orange Coast College. He's here on site, giving up a Saturday, and we're looking forward to having him talk a little bit about Orange Coast and how this scholarship will benefit students moving forward. So stick around, folks. Vince here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm around for another hour, and we've got more reporting from our amazing team as well. So thanks again for joining us here on the Varsity Sports Show. Hour number 2 coming right up here on AM1060 KDUS Arizona, and the live stream link, the app, wherever you're listening from across the world. Thanks for being with us wherever you are. We'll be right back after the break. Go Varsity.
What is up, everyone? My name is Mark Buerger, and I just finished my junior year where I am a journalism student at the journalism school at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. I am very grateful for the opportunity at the Varsity Sports Show, and with my sports knowledge and enthusiasm for the games, I will bring an energy to the show to give you all the best sports content.
The AngryCrabShack in Tempe. With an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. AngryCrabShack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The AngryCrabShack in Tempe. Come ready to eat. APAC is your one-stop source for all your automotive and heavy-duty air conditioning parts, supplies, and equipment. They're family-owned and have been the Valley's go-to for all your auto AC needs since 1982. Whether it's for your everyday or vintage car, commercial, or off-road vehicle or equipment, APAC has you covered. Call APAC, AAPAK, the AC experts at 602-254-1116 and ask for the Varsity Special to get 10% off your purchase.
Hey everyone, I'm Thaddeus Mitchell from Ball Springs, Texas, and I am a senior studying radio, television, and film in the Martin Luther King School of Communications at Texas Southern University. I am very excited to join the Varsity Sports Show this summer, and I will be giving you quality news on basketball, football, baseball, and all other sports.
AM1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix. AM1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
This program is paid for by the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 nonprofit educational organization, and its partners.
You're listening to the Varsity Sports Show, home of Arizona's youth, high school, college sports, and you, empowering education and enabling dreams, right here on KDUS AM 1060 in Arizona. And now, welcome to the Varsity Sports Show.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. Vince DeLisio live out at Fountain Valley, California for a special event, the Beachin with Beale charity pickleball tournament. I keep wanting to say Southern California Surf Report. It was a report we used to do with Mike every other week. Anyway, and the tournament it's a first annual tournament that the outpouring of support. I don't know if people are here for Mike or they're just here to play, but regardless, they're here to support a cause that benefits students. And I am so happy, so privileged to be joined by Kyle Slocum, who is the project director, work-based learning and employer engagement. That's a lot out at Orange Coast College. Kyle, first of all, welcome to the Varsity Sports Show.
Thank you so much for having me. Great to be here.
So when we were talking offline, you had said, I said, look, we're going to have a lot of time to fill, so you can't let me down because I bomb at this, but you're going to have to carry the show here, Kyle, and talk to us a little bit about the school and the programs. And you told me you haven't been there very long. What have you been doing prior to, what kind of slouch work you've been doing before you started at Orange Coast?
I was active duty in the Marine Corps until last year.
Wow. Okay. And I said this before. Thank you for your service. But how many years?
I did. I'm still actually in the reserves. I did a little short of 10 years active.
Wow. Okay. And you shoot anybody? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Guys, don't call in and complain. I'm just kidding. You guys know I'm sarcastic. Talk to us a little bit about your service. In all seriousness, though, what was the experience like? 10 years in the military obviously is a lot. I mean, it's a career, it's your life. Talk to us about the experience.
Yeah, honestly, overall, I thought it was pretty great. I now when I talk to people, I usually, depending on what they want to do, what I think. The two things I would say is, number one, I usually recommend it. It's one of those things where if you're thinking about it, if it's on your radar, there's probably better opportunities than you think, and there's a lot more varied opportunities than you think. So, for instance, I was a pilot, but there's there's such a wide range. You can go into it and get a really specialized career, or you can go into it and be a grunt in the Marine Corps. It really spans the spectrum.
Okay, I got to ask you this. So how does one become a pilot in the Marine Corps? I mean, what's the testing like? What's the training like? Is it very rigorous? Is it more mental aptitude? What's it all about?
So it's a couple of years of flight school. I would say it all depends on how much you take to it. As far as in the Marine Corps, it's all commissioned officers, so everyone's post-college. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The Army, on the other hand, you can fly helicopters. They have high school to flight school, so if you want to, they have that as an option. But in the Marine Corps, the Navy, and the Air Force is pretty much all commissioned officers, but which just means you have to have your 4-year degree first. And then for us, everyone in the Marine Corps, everyone does a full 6 months of basically learning to be a Marine.
Yeah.
Like every officer goes through it, and then you go to whatever your job's going to be. So everyone gets that taste of being out in the field and digging trenches and digging holes and shooting guns, and then you go on to, it doesn't matter what job you're going to have.
So what was the calling, though? I mean, because it takes, I got to be honest with you, it takes a special person that, from what I've seen, anybody I've known, friends that I know that have gone in to serve our country, I mean, it takes a special mentality to make that kind of commitment, because it is not just like, I go to work at 9 a.m., I punch out at 5, I'm done, I go home, put my feet up, but this is a round-the-clock thing. What possessed you to pursue this as a course?
I think I was at that exact age. So I think I was a junior in high school during 9/11. So I was kind of in that wheelhouse of people who just had it in the back of their head. And I ended up taking a while after I did a couple other jobs first, but I always had it in the back of my head that I was going to do it, and just followed through later on.
That is amazing. And okay, so the flight training, and I mean, what was involved? How many months once you got past your initial 6 month, as you referred to it, as of grunt work? What was the selection process like?
The selection process, it really varies, to be honest. So they have a test that I think has changed since I took it, but there's a test to find out kind of your aptitude. It's an aptitude test for flying in general, and then if they're young guys thinking about it, you can go in and ROTC. In the Navy and the Marine Corps, you can sign up and be guaranteed a flight spot. I did it a little bit different. I didn't. I actually originally came in as a lawyer, and then I switched over to being a pilot.
Really?
So I have a very unique path there, which is very atypical. But once so the selection process, a lot of it is based on just how well you do on this aptitude test.
Yeah.
And then how if you can meet all the other requirements to be an officer, but you can have a guaranteed spot into flight school.
Okay.
And then in flight school, depending on what you fly, is going to be somewhere between 2 and 3 years, maybe.
I don't want to turn this into a recruiting for the military, but it sounds like there's a lot of opportunities. I mean, so you did undergraduate work prior to joining. Did you already have your law degree when you joined, or how was that?
So I was in law school, and then you can so to be a JAG, there's JAGs, which is what I was originally going to be, and I was in law school, and then I signed up to. I went to OCS, which is sort of like boot camp, but for officers. I went to that during one of my summers of law school, and then commissioned, and then I had a spot for once I finished law school to go active duty. And then I ended up switching, which is very atypical, so it's not standard. But I ended up switching when I was in that first 6 months to being a pilot instead of being a JAG.
Do you being in the reserves, you still fly?
Now I'm on the reserve side. I'm not flying anymore because I don't fly civilian. So too in the weeds, but there's a lot of rules about how often you have to fly. But on the reserve side, I'm now a civil affairs officer.
Okay, let's talk about now your role at Orange Coast College. How did you end up landing there, of all places? What was the interest?
So I believe it or not, I'm an Orange Coast alum. So I
really
I went there. I grew up right around here. I went to a couple of the community colleges around here, Orange Coast being one of them. And then I transferred out of Orange Coast. So I knew I wanted to go back and work with community college students because I knew that life, and I knew what I knew and didn't know, and I wanted to go back and help students that were in the same boat I was.
I say this hands down, junior college saved my life as a student. The instructors, the faculty I work with, the smaller class sizes, they helped give me direction when I was kind of lacking direction at that point out of high school. And they literally, and I went in and I know I don't look it now, but I played sports, and so that saved my life. It taught me how to be a student again, and from there, I felt like I had a platform, and it catapulted me to go on to other things. So I'm a huge JUCO advocate. I am a strong advocate. I was a Scottsdale Community College artichoke, by the way. That's our mascot. But having worked with the students now, talk a little bit more about your role there and what you are doing. And I'm sure it sounds like you wear multiple hats, even based on your title.
Yeah. So my main thing is trying to get students. There's a lot of opportunities to get credits, to get jobs, to get get work opportunities while they're still in school. So things just like what you're offering here, where for students can really get their feet wet in journalism, in broadcast.
Yeah.
That is something that I think students now, the game has changed from when you and I were young. Employers want to see that they've done something. It's more than just the degrees. They want to see, have you been out there? Do you have some experience? Do you have a role? Can you show me a portfolio, or can you show me a show that you've worked on, for instance, in this industry?
Yeah.
So getting people a taste of that, an opportunity, so they have something to put on their resume, get some experience, so that they can open up opportunities later.
Have you had a chance to engage? I know it's summertime, but have you had a chance to engage the faculty at Orange Coast? And what's the vibe that you're getting back in terms of getting students engaged based on your conversations with faculty?
Yeah, I think that the faculty, everyone's very supportive of the idea. I mean, everyone in every industry, they know that how far the experience goes and how much you learn on the job in any industry.
Yeah.
So they're very very engaged. Currently, right now, students and faculty are kind of both off for summer, but the overall vibe is very positive, I would say, overall on getting more work out there for students.
Awesome. Kyle Slocum, who is the project director, work-based learning and employer engagement out at Orange Coast College. He's also a facilitator of internships. We're going to be working hand in hand in getting students opportunities in interning and being part of the Varsity Sports Show. Kyle, thank you so much for being out here today. Thanks for joining us, and looking forward to doing more work with you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
And thank you again for your service. My gosh, this is impressive. You learn more about people every day. Wow. Okay. Guys, we're going to transition over to Mark Buerger, who's going to talk a little of San Diego Padres. Take it away, Corey.
Hello, everyone. This is Mark Buerger from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, reporting for the Varsity Sports Show. Let's go over the trade deadline coming up on July 31st for the San Diego Padres. The Padres are an interesting team to me. They definitely have a lot of talent, yet, as of July 23rd, they're only 3 games above 500, 8.5 games back of the NL West leading Los Angeles Dodgers. But let's take a look at the wild card. The wild card shows them only a half game back of the St. Louis Cardinals for that last spot in the wild card as of July 23rd. So to me, a lot of people may look at the division standings and say, oh, this team's definitely going to sell, but I think they could be buyers here. Because even though I think the NL West may be just out of reach for them, I really still feel like they can make a run at any of the 3 wildcard spots, which are currently held by the Braves, Mets, and Cardinals. If we look at their offense, right? Their offense has definitely not been bad. They're batting .260 on the season as a team. So the way I look at it is, they don't need offense. But if we really look down more at their raw stats, they definitely need pitching. Currently only sporting a .412 ERA as a team, they definitely could use some pitching. With also Yu Darvish and Joe Musgrove out currently, they could use some starters. I could really see this team really going after some starters. Because I really do feel like their starting rotation just needs one more starter to really complete it, especially with their injured starting rotation. Their closer, Robert Suarez, has been very good, 4-1 and a 162 earned run average, so I definitely don't think they need a closer, but I definitely think they could use some bullpen depth too, potentially, but I definitely think the biggest need here is starters. Because when you look at it, Yu Darvish and Joe Musgrove have been out a while, and definitely could use that. And also with Fernando Tatis Jr. out until August 2nd, maybe they could get one back, but honestly I think they'll be fine. And again, this is Mark Buerger from the Varsity Sports Show.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show. Vince DeLisio live out in Fountain Valley, California, host side of the Beachin with Beale annual charity pickleball tournament, joined by Kyle Slocum, who is a facilitator of internships as well as other campus relations out at Orange Coast College. Kyle, we were talking earlier about focusing on some of the opportunities in broadcast and journalism at OCC, but what are some of the other programs? It's a big school.
Oh, it's huge, and it's one of the biggest transfer schools in all of California. There's just so many opportunities. We have so many students transfer out to everywhere. There's from the transfer students, there's UCLA, Berkeley, people just really hit everywhere. And then one thing I think that people don't know, and if you're listening and you don't know where you're going to head, or maybe you have a son or daughter, you don't know where they're going to head, there are so many good career training opportunities where people can, in a couple years, get training to be making 6 figures. The return on investment is unbelievable.
What's OCC known for and you being an alum?
Yeah.
Like what is like their thing?
I would say a combination of the opportunities and the location. I mean, you're talking right on the west half of Orange County. You can't really beat where we're at in Orange Coast. So I would say of all the community colleges where you're going to get that opportunity and that awesome opportunity for a cheap price, you're never going to do it at a better site than at OCC.
How are the junior colleges in terms of athletics, extracurriculars?
And that's another thing. So OC really good. So we have really competitive baseball, tennis, a lot of the big SoCal sports as you'd expect.
Yeah.
Rowing is one that we have a
rowing. Talk to me about rowing.
Really competitive program.
Yeah.
We're up there with a lot of the top, some of the Ivy Leagues and some of the top schools in the country.
Really? Where do they compete?
Yeah, so we even had our team went to a national tournament, placed high enough. They're going over to the UK to do some that kind of the home of rowing, as far as I know. I think that's the birthplace and still where it's the largest, and they're out there.
Amazing. Kyle Slocum from Orange Coast College. We're going to be working hand in hand in establishing internships for broadcast media students. Website, OCC's website.
Yeah, it's just orangecoastcollege.edu.
There you go. Kyle, thanks again for joining us. Guys, when we come back from the break, more from our amazing team. Don't go anywhere. Corey behind the glass. We'll be back. Go Varsity.
Your caddy, Ray Adams, takes you beyond the 18th hole on Saturday mornings with Great American Golf from 6 to 7 a.m. on KDUS AM 1060.
APAC is your one-stop source for all your automotive and heavy-duty air conditioning parts, supplies, and equipment. They're family-owned and have been the Valley's go-to for all your auto AC needs since 1982. Whether it's for your everyday or vintage car, commercial, or off-road vehicle or equipment, APAC has you covered. Call APAC, AA-PAK, the AC experts at 602-254-1116 and ask for the Varsity Special to get 10% off your purchase. The Varsity Sports Show is proud to once again be the official broadcast team of the Hohokam Junior College Athletic Conference. We are back for another year of HJCAC football. We'll bring you the JUCO Game of the Week, on-site live coverage, weekly JUCO report on Saturday morning's Varsity Sports Show, and coming this fall, the weekly Coaches Show with Coach Doug Madosky. Stay tuned for more. JUCO football is alive and well in Arizona. Brought to you by the Varsity Sports Show and the HJCAC.
Hello everyone, my name is Douglas Santo and I am a sports journalism major at the Cronkite School at ASU. I am extremely excited to work with the varsity sports team this summer and bring you upbeat and informative sports stories. With the MLB in full swing, the NBA and Stanley Cup playoffs in motion, the Olympics later this summer, and the WNBA underway in the Caitlin Clark era, this summer will be a blast.
Have you downloaded the KDUS AM 1060 skill for Alexa yet?
Food. Alexa is frustrated. No matter how many times do you ask, the answer is mail, chicken.
Once you're ready, say Alexa, open KDUS AM 1060 to listen to your favorite shows.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060, KDUS, Arizona. Vince DeLisio out in Fountain Valley, California for a very special pickleball event, the Beachin with Beale Memorial Pickleball Tournament, the first annual. And you're hearing a little bit of Van Halen and Rush. You know, we tend to bounce around between the two, but heavy today. Mike and I were huge Van Halen fans. So, joined by Kyle Slocum. Kyle, I'm gonna go off topic here and throw some kind of spitball some things at you. Musical interest growing up in Southern California.
I was big into exactly what you'd expect, Blink 182.
Yeah.
That whole kind of, actually, oddly enough, I was recently, a couple weeks ago, I took my kids over to SeaWorld. They had a 90s throwback band out there, and I thought, this stuff is my jam. And you know, it hit me. I'm officially at that age where they're when they're playing my music, it means it's the dad music because they're bringing it back because they know I'm the one showing up with my kids.
Oh my gosh, that's right. And you're younger than me, for gosh sakes. That's amazing. But yeah, I mean the Southern California music, the music scene, it's incredible. It's and the vibe is. Are you an avid surfer? Do you surf
surf?
I do not. I'm a beach guy, but I never got into the surfing.
Okay. And do you get out to the beach often? Like, what part of do you live here in Orange County? Or
I do live here in Orange County. So growing up, I would say Newport was my number one. That was pretty much where we'd go almost every time. And then lately, now I've got a couple kids. We tend to go to San Clemente just because it's a little, and then sometimes Laguna. They're young, so there's even a place like Laguna where it's more. My wife loves Laguna, so we like to go out there, and they love playing in the tide pools and things like that.
Nice. Okay. So and as I was driving in this morning, the marine layer was it felt like, is it like that every day out here?
It's pretty. When you get right by the beach, like you'll get a lot of you get it a lot. Which it's one of the reasons I live a little bit inland, so I'm a little bit jealous of these guys. Their marine layer keeps the 95-degree heat off them.
Yeah. Well, and even that you have to be careful because you could still burn, right? I mean, even with the layer. So it's a little deceiving, but you can end up walking in and your skin is totally red. But you've got to be extremely careful with it. But the weather has cooled down quite a bit. I'm not going to even tell you what I just left yesterday driving in from Phoenix.
Yeah.
But it's still it's a place I grew up. I love it. Can't imagine living anywhere else. But it is kind of neat to come out here for a couple of days, particularly in the summer, and you see a lot of people out here. How do you guys embrace tourists?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we're. It's just it's a known quantity when you're at the beach, or we're so close to Disney and all that. I would say that it's something that people like. I would say overall,
yeah. Okay, well, hey guys, we're going to transition now and head over to Robert Diaz out of the University of Florida, one of our fine crew, who's got a little NBA report on Boogie Ellis. Take it away.
Hello, my name is Robert Diaz of the University of Florida, reporting for the Varsity Sports Show. Former USC star Boogie Ellis helped the Sacramento Kings leave Las Vegas with a win over the Phoenix Suns in their NBA Summer League finale. Ellis came off the bench to score 17 points in an 87-77 victory at UNLV's Cox Pavilion. The rookie guard added 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals while going 7 of 13 from the field and 3 of 5 from three-point range. Ellis led 4 players in double figures for the Kings, who went 2-3 in Las Vegas after suffering a 1-point loss to the New York Knicks on Wednesday and a 4-point loss to the Washington Wizards on Thursday. Forward Isaac Jones had 16 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 blocked shots for Sacramento. Former Gonzaga star Drew Tim had 14 points, 7 rebounds, while Isaiah Crawford added 14 points and 5 rebounds. Jalen Bridges scored 16 to lead the Suns, who are 2-3. Isaiah Wong came off the bench to score 15 points on 6 of 10 shooting. David Roddy had 11 points. The Kings shot 52.3% from the field and 38.9% from three-point range. The Suns shot just 41.2% from the field and 27.8% from beyond the arc while committing 15 turnovers. Overall, the Kings had a lockdown defense that could not be penetrated. And the Kings led 21-20 at the end of the first quarter, but trailed 40-38 at halftime. Jones converted a 3-point play with 15 seconds left to go in the third quarter to give Sacramento a 61-59 lead going into the fourth. And the Kings were able to hold on and get the big victory to close out the Summer League for them. Thank you for listening. I'm Robert Diaz with Varsity Sports Show.
Good morning. I'm Douglas Santo from the Cronkite School of Journalism at ASU, reporting for the Varsity Sports Show. As the NFL is just around the corner, let's go over the big changes made by the Los Angeles Chargers this offseason and what it means for the upcoming season. First off, the Chargers have a new man in charge, with Jim Harbaugh deciding to leave Michigan and replace Brandon Staley as the head coach. Staley had caught a lot of heat over the last couple years with the Chargers' lack of success despite a talented quarterback, high-flying offense, and stars all over the field, so the Chargers finally decided to move on ahead of the 2024 season. Harbaugh returns to the NFL for the first time since he led the San Francisco 49ers to 3 straight NFC Championship games and a Super Bowl appearance in his first 3 years. Chargers fans are hoping for a similar turnaround with their squad this season. Harbaugh built the University of Michigan into a team with a gritty, hard-mouthed defense and a power run game on offense that eventually led them to a national championship. The Chargers were far from that when Harbaugh took the job this offseason, but they've made moves to replicate that same scheme. On the offensive side of the ball, the Chargers let most of their top weapons go. Receivers Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, running back Austin Eckler, and tight end Gerald Everett all found new teams this offseason. To replace them, they'll look for last year's first-round pick, receiver Quentin Johnston, to step up as their big possession jump ball receiver and a handful of rookie receivers they drafted to fill Keenan Allen's slot receiver presence, with Ladd McConkey, Darius Davis, Cornelius Johnson, and Brendan Rice, in addition to veteran DJ Chark. At tight end, the Chargers signed Will Disley and Hayden Hurst to replace Gerald Everett, and former Ravens running backs Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins will look to replace Austin Eckler. Quarterback Justin Herbert has been pressured the second most since he's come into the league. To combat that, the Chargers drafted right tackle Joe Alt in the first round of this year's draft to protect their young quarterback. On the defensive side, Harbaugh will work with the young stars that were already on the roster to try to turn it around. There's a lot of expectation around Jim Harbaugh's first season in LA. In a loaded AFC, we'll see if he can turn a 5-12 team from a year ago into a playoff contender. For the Varsity Sports Show, I'm Douglas Santo.
This is Nicholas Anderson from the Hanks Greenspun School of Journalism at UNLV, reporting for the Varsity Sports Show. This weekend, we have the largest all-Native American basketball tournament in the world, the Native American Basketball Invitational, also known as the NABI. The NABI was founded in 2003 to provide Native American youth with opportunities to showcase their talents, gain exposure, and pursue higher education through sports. The tournament features teams from various Native American communities across the United States and Canada, competing in both the boys and girls divisions. The NABI semifinals are set to take place soon. The boys semifinals are scheduled for July 27th at 10:15 a.m. and 12:45 p.m., while the girls semifinals will be held at 9 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. on the same day. The games will be played at Phoenix College and Camelback High School. Some of the most memorable memories of the NABI started back in 2003, where the first NABI tournament in 2003 featured 23 boys and girls teams. It was a significant milestone as it marked the beginning of what would become the largest Native American youth basketball tournament in the world. Over the years, the NABI has partnered with major organizations like the Phoenix Suns, Phoenix Mercury, and Nike's N7 brand. These partnerships has helped elevate the tournament's profile and provided unique opportunities for the participants. In recent years, the championship games have been broadcasted live on platforms like ESPN+, bringing greater visibility to the tournament and its players. The NABI is not only just about basketball, it also celebrates Native American culture. The NABI College Scholarship Fund has donated over $450,000 in financial aid to Native American collegiate students all over North America since 2003. This fund was created to aid NABI alumni with the hopes of seeing a higher presence of Native American earning college degrees. The scholarship will reward 4 seniors, preferably 2 male and 2 female. The total amount of scholarship will be $10,000 and $5,000 each, and will be based on a student's academic performance. This event has not only highlighted the skills of dedication of Native American youth, but also fosters a sense of community and mutual respect. Teams from across the country showcase their talents, competing fiercely while also celebrating their heritage. As the final buzzer sounds, it was clear that NABI had once again succeeded in its mission to empowering young athletes and bring youth together through the love of basketball. From the Varsity Sports Show, I'm Nicholas Anderson.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show. Vince DeLisio out at in Fountain Valley, California, and host site of today's Beachin with Beale annual charity pickleball tournament. I am joined by Kyle Slocum. He is with faculty out at Orange Coast College. And Kyle, who is the resident junior college expert here, having been an alum of the school, the strong advocate of junior college. And it's not just about academics. Talk about, you had mentioned something about return on investment. Talk about some of those professions coming out of OCC. Yeah, exactly. So I think a lot of people just think of it as a transfer path, and that's what a lot of people use it for, you and me included. Yeah. And we send people all the time, Cal State Fullerton, Berkeley, UCLA, we send people all over. But what people don't know, and I really didn't honestly know as well until I started working there, is the job training for really good jobs, welding, aviation maintenance, working with your hands, HVAC. Yeah. And I've gone to engaged with some of those employers, and I was pretty shocked after a 2-year degree out of high school for guys who like to work with their hands, how much they can make. The return on investment is unbeatable. All right, I got to ask you this in the spirit of Mike Beale, because he always wanted to know what people made. What kind of salaries are we talking about for those professions? So I'm going to, this off the top of my head, so I might mess it up a little bit, but okay. Aviation maintenance, as an example, I think that probably
probably about 5 years out. So you're talking 7 years out of high school, six figures.
Really?
And that's for people who want to do that kind of thing. They don't think school's for them. And there are a lot of private programs that'll charge you $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 because they'll promise you those salaries.
Yeah.
But the community colleges can offer the same exact training, same certifications for, I mean, you're talking really negligible costs to go through those programs.
Wow. So the traditional quote-unquote blue-collar profession. So you mentioned, again, aviation, maintenance, welding. What else?
Yeah, so welding, that's a good one. We have, around here, there's a lot of aerospace companies. We have people working for Tesla, Parker Aerospace, a lot of the big companies, they are desperately in need. A lot of those jobs, those jobs where you work with your hands, construction, welding, we have a construction program as well. All the healthcare programs from radiation technology, rad tech, there's a huge number of them. And a lot of those are the jobs that are desperately in need. Employers are coming to us and saying, we desperately need these people to do these jobs, and we're willing to pay them. But I think that there's a little bit of a mismatch where people don't know what an opportunity there is. So I would highly recommend, if you or anyone you know is thinking about it, and you like to work with your hands and you like to do that kind of thing, check out your opportunities at OCC or any community college nearby.
OrangeCoast.edu, Orange Coast College in Costa Mesa, California. Kyle Slocum, thank you so much. Looking forward to continuing to work with you. Thanks for being here today. It's going to be a pretty long afternoon, but I think there's some refreshments and whatnot. But guys, when we come back from the break, don't go anywhere. We got a lot of good stuff coming. We just have a lot of good stuff coming from our amazing team. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on the Varsity Sports Show.
We'll do what's best for the team, and we'll do what's best for you.
The Rich Eisen Show, coming to you weekdays from 3 to 5 p.m. here on KDUS AM1060 and KDUS1060.com.
The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. With an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat.
Hi, this is former NBA All-Star and coach Doug Collins, and you're listening to the home of youth, high school, college, and you, the Varsity Sports Show on AM1060 KDUS, Arizona.
Hello everyone, my name is Pham. I'm a student at San Diego State University, majoring in journalism with a minor in communications. I'm excited to contribute to the Varsity Sports Show this summer. I'm looking forward to telling the story of a game through an X's and O's perspective.
James Out West brings NFL, NBA, MLB, and local sports talk to you Monday night starting at 7 on KDUS AM 1060 and the KDUS 1060 app.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060, KDUS Arizona. Vince DeLisio out in Fountain Valley, California for the Beachin with Beale annual charity pickleball tournament. It is getting warm out here. But, guys, it is an amazing event. It is packed house, packed park, packed facility. Every court is taken. They're raising a lot of money here for students and specifically for journalism, broadcast students. For the money will go to the Orange Coast Foundation, which is the nonprofit charitable arm of of Orange Coast College in Costa Mesa, California, hoping to foster some interns in broadcast journalism, and looking forward to providing opportunities. So, guys, this is an amazing event. I am so privileged, so honored to be out here today and being able to deliver this message and just spend time with you today. So our amazing team been putting together some content today. We've got more reporting. We've got the West Coast report from our very own Doug Santo, who's going to talk about a little MLS Real Salt Lake, a little soccer news, Mac Pham with some Colorado Rockies news, Nick Anderson out of UNLV talking some Denver Nuggets, and then our East Coast report, Thad Mitchell, is going to talk about a program in South Florida, Swim South Florida, and Robert Diaz, a little baseball news with the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. So, guys, stick around. We're so excited, so privileged and honored that you're here with us today, and we will continue in the show with content from our amazing team. Take it away, Corey.
The West Coast Report.
Good morning. I'm Douglas Santo from the Cronkite School of Journalism at ASU, reporting for the Varsity Sports Show. For this week's West Coast Report, we'll head to the MLS, where Real Salt Lake sits third in the Western Conference, comfortably in a playoff position as the MLS regular season takes a break for the Leagues Cup. The Leagues Cup is a month-long tournament between teams from the MLS and Liga MX that comes about the midway point of the MLS season. Real Salt Lake played its last regular season game on July 20th, before it will pick back up on August 24th. Despite Real Salt Lake sitting in third place in the Western Conference with a 12-5-8 record, this break may have come at the perfect time for them. The Salt Lake City Soccer Club started the season 10-2-7, but is just 2-3-1 over its last 6 games. Real Salt Lake sits in third place with 44 points, just 5 points behind the LA Galaxy, who currently lead the Western Conference. But their recent slip has brought them within 7 points of 7th place, which is the final secured playoff spot. In the attacking end this season, Real Salt Lake has been led by forward Christian Arando, or as most know him, Chicho Arando. Arando leads the team with 17 goals and is second on the team with 11 assists. Chicho has taken 97 shots this season to go along with his career highs in goals and assists. Real Salt Lake's assist leader is midfielder Diego Luna, who's also added 5 goals. Another key contributor has been midfielder Andres Gomez, who's second on the team with 13 goals and third on the team with 9 assists. The football club will play its first 2 Leagues Cup matches on August 1st and 5th against Atlas FC and the Houston Dynamo, respectively. Once the regular season gets back underway in late August, we'll see if Real Salt Lake's leaders can pave the way to a top playoff spot or if their slide in the standings continues. For the Varsity Sports Show, I'm Douglas Santo.
I'm Mac Pham from San Diego State, reporting for the Varsity Sports Show, with a report on the Colorado Rockies. The Rockies are sitting at the bottom of the National League West Division and hold the second worst record in the National League Conference. Things couldn't be worse for the Rockies, as earlier this week, the Rockies announced that starting right-handed pitcher Yerman Marquez returned to the injury list after being 1 week removed from making his season debut. In mid-May, Marquez had Tommy John surgery in his elbow. On July 14th, Marquez returned to the mound for his season debut against the New York Mets and pitched 4 innings of work with 70 pitches, allowing 3 runs and recording 3 strikeouts. Then Marquez dealt with some right elbow inflammation and was placed on the 15-day injury list. Colorado manager Bud Black spoke on Marquez's injury and said, "Yerman's arm just didn't bounce back from the start in New York. It stems from his last game in Hartford and his game in New York, where his pitch count got up and the intensity was raised. The Rockies are looking for a spark from their pitchers, and having Marquez back on the injury list didn't help, as they have allowed 5.4 earned runs per game, worst in the MLB. They are third to last in most hits surrendered this year, and are also last in home runs given up. The Rockies will have a doubleheader today against their division rivals, the San Francisco Giants." Reporting for the Varsity Sports Show from San Diego State, I'm Mac Pham.
This is Nicholas Anderson from the Hanks Greenspun School of Journalism at UNLV, reporting for the Varsity Sports Show. The Denver Nuggets 2024-2025 offseason has been a period of strategic maneuvering and critical decision-making aimed at solidifying their status as perennial contenders in the NBA. After winning their first championship in franchise history a year ago, the Nuggets continue to build on their starting five, but lost a pair of reserves who played key roles during that title run. The Nuggets focus on retaining key players while also seeking to build their roster through free agency and the draft. As their starting five of Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter, and Aaron Gordon remain extremely effective in the 2023-24 season, Denver's head coach Michael Malone does have to be aware of overplaying their starters, as they tallied over 958 minutes together across 48 games last season. The challenge for Denver's front office this upcoming season is keeping the starting five intact for another year. Veteran guard Kentavious Caldwell-Pope left in the offseason, along with another veteran guard, Reggie Jackson. The Denver bench has been limited over the past couple years as Bruce Brown and Jeff Green left in last year's offseason. The Nuggets need to dig deep into this offseason to sign players to help their bench. One player the Nuggets secured this offseason was former 2017 MVP Russell Westbrook. Westbrook has shown over the last 4 seasons that he could become a valuable asset off the bench for the LA Lakers and LA Clippers. He should fit in perfectly with the Nuggets rotation. Not to mention, the Nuggets now have the first and second leading all-time triple-double leaders on the same team. With the development of young prospering players like Julian Strawther, Jalen Pickett, and Hunter Tyson, Denver figured second-year players like Christian Braun and Peyton Watson would be ready to take on larger roles, as would fourth-year big man Zeke Naji. Most importantly, can Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic continue to dominate their two-man game like they have in recent years? With Murray playing for his country in Canada and Jokic playing in Serbia in the Olympics, both players continue to stay active during the offseason and should be more ready than ever to pursue a second championship. It's going to be an interesting season for the Nuggets and a team you should look out for this coming season. For the Varsity Sports Show, I'm Nicholas Anderson.
The East Coast Report.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show. I'm Thaddeus Mitchell from Texas Southern University. On this segment, we have a truly inspiring story about a new campaign called Swim South Florida, spearheaded by local 10 anchor and mom Nicole Perez. This initiative aims to raise awareness and save lives by offering free swim classes for kids in Broward County. Nicole recently spoke with Lieutenant Ken Rowland, a dedicated instructor with Broward County Swim Central program. Lieutenant Rowland has made it his mission to teach children life-saving skills in the water and has been doing so for decades. Lieutenant Rowland's journey has not been an easy one. After a near-fatal car accident in 1980, he had to relearn how to walk. During his recovery, he felt a calling to teach life-saving skills through swimming. According to the CDC, African-American families are 5 times more likely to drown. Lieutenant Rowland notes that often parents who don't know how to swim keep their children away from water. Cost is another barrier, as swim classes can be expensive. Swim Central classes are held indoors so kids never have to worry about rain or cancellations. Former State Representative Bobby Dubose and his wife Yvette enrolled their 10-year-old son Jacob in Lieutenant Rowland's class. In just 5 days, Jacob learned how to swim. The classes include 30-minute lessons focused on water safety, followed by 30 minutes of fun every other day for 2 weeks. Lieutenant Rowland says, "We've trained 700,000 children in this program. There have been no drownings whatsoever. We take everybody from all over the world. We will teach you life-saving skills for the free. Don't worry about the money. Just come and we will teach you how to swim." That's all I have for now. I'm Thaddeus Mitchell from Texas Southern University, and thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show.
Hello, my name is Robert Diaz of the University of Florida, reporting for the Varsity Sports Show. Randy Arozarena hit his 3rd home run in 2 games, a 420-foot solo shot in the 4th inning against the New York Yankees. Arozarena hopes to give the Rays a spark coming into the second half of the season. As of July 21st, the Rays sit in an even 49-49. The Tampa Bay Rays are facing several challenges this season. Key issues include injuries. The team has been significantly impacted by injuries to their pitching staff. Key pitchers like Shane McClellan, Drew Rasmussen, Jeffrey Springs, Shane Baez, and Taj Bradley have all been sidelined due to various injuries, including elbow surgeries and strains. This has forced the Rays to rely less on experienced pitchers and adapt their rotation strategy. Player transactions and absences. The team traded away notable players like Tyler Glasnow and Manuel Margot. Additionally, Wander Franco remains under investigation and is away from the team, which further weakened the lineup. Rotation and bullpen concerns. With many top pitchers out, the Rays are struggling with depth in their rotation. They need their remaining starters such as Zach Eflin, Aaron Cavale, Zach Litton to stay durable and perform consistently. The bullpen, though considered strong, still faces pressure to compensate for the starting rotation's instability. Despite these challenges, the Rays remain hopeful. They have a strong bullpen and dynamic offensive capabilities that they hope will carry them through this tough period. The team is known for its resilience and ability to adapt, which will be crucial as they aim for a successful season amidst these hurdles and hopefully a possible playoff berth. The Rays are in an extremely difficult division, and they will likely have to look for the second wildcard spot as their most plausible path for the playoffs. Thank you for listening. I'm Robert Diaz with Varsity Sports Show.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show on AM1060 KDUS Arizona. Vince DeLisio out in Fountain Valley. I've been saying that all morning. For a very special event, a charity pickleball tournament. Sorry, guys, I was just out running around getting our cameras turned on. We have a live stream going on of the event. If you go over to our social media, you'll see the link posted. That'll be going up in about 15-20 minutes after 11 a.m. Pacific time, so 2 p.m. Eastern time. So coverage of the event is going to run all day. I can't wait. It is going to be an amazing day. When we come back from the break, guys, we are going to be joined by Mike Ryder. He is a tournament organizer here for the Beachin with Beale charity pickleball tournament. And don't go anywhere here in our final segment, live from Orange County, California. We'll be right back. Go Varsity.
Carving out time in your afternoon for the Doug Gottlieb Show right here on KDUS AM 1060, 100.7 HD2, and KDUS1060.com. Weekdays from 1 to 3 p.m.
Hi, y'all. My name is Reilly Robertson, and I am originally from Dallas, Texas. I'm currently attending Arizona State University, majoring in both sports journalism and sports business. I'm so incredibly excited to start this semester with the Varsity Sports Show. There are a plethora of sporting events to cover this summer, such as the Stanley Cup playoffs, the College World Series, and the Summer Olympics. With all of these events, this summer is definitely going to be a fun one.
Hi, this is Saguaro High School head baseball coach Joe Mickey, and you are listening to the home of the SaberCat Report, the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. Go Cats!
The Varsity Sports Show live with Vince DiAlicio every Saturday morning from 9 to 11 a.m. Features all the local youth, high school, college sports, and more, both around the Valley and beyond. Enjoy go-to segments with coaches and players from around the Valley. Tune in to the Varsity Sports Show with Vince and guests, Saturday morning from 9 to 11 a.m., right here on KDUS AM 1060, online at KDUS1060.com and the KDUS 1060 app. Listener rewards for you with the KDUS 1060 app. Download today to hear all of the national and local shows you love. That's the KDUS 1060 app.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show. AM 1060, KDUS Arizona, out in Fountain Valley, California, for a very special event. I am joined by I still get chills when I hear that song. We would play that every other week to kind of tee up what was arguably our most popular segment for a number of years. And I had done this show for a couple of years. Quick story. I did this show for a couple of years. I had a partner. We had a different format, and we decided to change up the format, and I ended up taking the show and parting ways with said partner. Was having a conversation, as I did for many, many years, occasional, weekly, almost daily conversations with my buddy Mike Beale, and I said, hey, let's do a segment. Got some airtime. Let's switch it up a little bit, do something fun. And he said, let's do a surfing report. And I'm like, what? Why? This is an Arizona show. And he said, no, perfect. You'll see. So March of 2021, I had the show. It was a previous show for a couple of years. called the JV Sports Show. We changed the format, called it Varsity, wanted to focus on more about interns and opportunities and students and providing a platform and covering things going on in the community. And also changing it up, doing things that nobody was doing. And so we started this surf report, and Mike came on, talked about the beach, literally 30 seconds, and we would text while the report was going on. And he texted me, he said, I'm done. And I said, no, you can't be done. This is like a 6-minute segment. We've got airtime we have to fill. So we started kind of going back and forth, and he reverted back to high school insults. And little did we know that was like why people would tune into the segment, because he would just rip me a new one every single time he was on. He'd go back and talking about being benched as when we were high school athletes and just insulting stupid stuff, but it ended up being funny anyway because he made it that way. So Mike, I'm joined by Mike Ryder, who is also a good friend and Mike's fraternity brother, actually. You guys went to ASU together, and you now live out here. So, Mike, thank you for joining me. Thanks for coming up with this idea of this tournament. First, let's back up and let's talk about your relationship with Mike, with Beale. When did you guys meet?
Yeah, so we go way back to our days at ASU. We were fraternity brothers there and pretty good friends in college. And then somehow, some way, both of us made our way out to Orange County, California. And, he got married kind of young and had kids at a younger age. And I kind of played the bachelor game for a while.
Yeah.
Lived in Newport but then
I've never seen you with a girl, by the way. So you call it playing the bachelor game?
My
Is that
wife's
what they
right
call?
over there somewhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've never met your wife. You said she's over there. There's like 100 people there. I don't believe it. Anyway, go on. Sorry to interrupt you. Go on.
Anyway, he was busy with his kids, and then next thing you know, I'm having kids, but eventually we started hanging out together quite a bit. Yeah. And then we were golfing every once in a while. And then I started playing pickleball. I'm like, hey, Mike, you got to try out this pickleball, man. You'd be really good at it, And sure enough, he picked up the sport really fast. He was really good. And we started playing in tournaments together and stuff like that. And we met a ton of great people playing the sport. And we had a league that we played in every week. And,
yeah, he really talked it up. You guys were beating people. And, I mean, I gave him a hard time. But you have to tell me, I need the truth here. Were these people, like centenarians? Were these like 90-plus-year-old people with hip replacements and things that you guys were beating in these tournaments? Be honest. It's just us here.
Okay, some of them were, yeah.
Okay, that's what I figured.
So we played in the 50-plus bracket, you know, so you could be 50 and older. And
50 to 100,
hey,
oh, God.
I'll tell you what, I've lost several times to people 70-plus, so I'm not ashamed to admit it because they're really good. There's some great players out there.
You guys, it was competitive, and you played in some tournaments, and it was like double stuff, right? That you guys did.
Yes. Okay. Pretty much. Pickleball is mainly doubles, just because, especially for older people, because it's hard to cover the whole court in singles. That's a younger man's game.
Yeah. So all right. So let's talk about Mike, and Mike obviously passed away going on a little over 3 months ago. He had cancer. We're not going to get into too many of the details of that, but he had passed away. And you and several others wanted to do something to honor his memory. How did you come up with this idea?
Yeah, it just, because Mike really loved the sport of pickleball, and he was an avid surfer also, and did this Beachin with Beale segment. And I remember when after his funeral, you and I were talking about it at his Guinness cake party.
Exactly. Which he wrote that down. He said, "This is what I want when you guys are sitting around mourning me being gone. I don't want that. I want you guys to have a backyard, basically a backyard kegger, like the old days." It was Guinness of all things. Wow. Anyway, okay, and so you floated the idea and. Ended up being a pretty good idea. Look at how many people are here.
Yeah, lots of people out here. It's great. And a lot of people, really, they knew Mike and really appreciated him. And so it's amazing the support we've gotten from some of the businesses that have sponsored the event.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I got to thank all those.
Yeah, throw some names out there. Who are some of the ones that came up front? And
we got Sly Beverages.
Okay.
Tom Ches.
That's what I'm drinking right here.
Yeah.
The Tropical Brain and Body Enhancement Boost. I feel like going out and running a marathon now.
Yeah.
This is wow.
It's great stuff.
Yeah.
And so Tom Ches, he was one of our fraternity brothers, owner of that company. So he was happy to sponsor.
Yeah.
We've got another sponsor, Intuit Sports, a paddle company.
Yeah.
So they're sponsoring some paddles. And then we've got one of our members, her daughter owns an escape room company and also an axe throwing place.
Yeah.
So Slashers Axe Throwing and
axe throwing.
Crossroad Games,
Okay.
escape rooms, and their escape rooms are amazing.
Yeah.
And then we've got a local Irish pub, Silky Sullivan's, where we used to go after playing some pickleball. We'd go there afterwards. And funny enough, the owner of Silky's is also a member of our fraternity. He's a Theta Delta Chi.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so that was crazy to find that out.
Yeah.
Minutes until final word.
Okay.
Sure. And then also there's Soda Jerk, and then Agape Tennis, and then Varsity Sports, of course.
Awesome.
And then Swish is the company that did the app. So just a big thank you to
Our
all
number
those.
one fan, Rob Maggs, is even
Rob
here.
Maggs.
You talk about
How
a
you
who's
doing,
who.
buddy?
Holy smokes. Look at this guy. This is great. Now, about your fraternity, Theta Delta Chi, Laddie Core shut you down back at ASU, right?
Yes, he did.
Wait, talk a little bit about the events surrounding that. You lost your fraternity charter. What happened?
So,
it was like an Animal House type of situation, huh?
Yeah. Fortunately, I was graduated already. When that happened.
I got you.
But I did see the headline on the state press that said Animal House 2. That was a picture of our house. So.
Woo. All right. Yeah. Well, okay. Thank you, Mike Ryder. Mike, we got an amazing event today. We're going to be live streaming. It's on all of our social media. The link to the event. Definitely, we'll have some commentary throughout the day, and we're going to just have a lot of great pickleball today. Starts at 11 o'clock. It's expected it's probably going to go about 3-4 hours. Amazing. And we're just going to let the stream run, and it's going to be fun. Mike, thanks again for putting this together. Thanks for allowing us to celebrate Mike Beale and to continue his legacy, and also thank you for raising money for the Orange Coast Foundation, of which will fund hopefully some scholarships for prospective broadcast journalism students. It should be a lot of fun and should be interesting. I am excited, and thanks for the opportunity you're presenting today.
Well, hey, thank you. Really appreciate you being out here and covering the event, and I know our sponsors love it too.
Yes.
So thank you so much. We really
And sponsors, we will spotlight you. Come forward, and your donations are tax deductible. Be a part of this amazing event. It's something that we hope to do every year, right? I mean, and who knows? I mean, this thing will continue to grow. So, thanks again, Mike Ryder, for directing this amazing tournament, and we'll see you in a few minutes.
Sounds great.
All right, take it away, Corey.
Time for Vince's final word.
All right, well, there you go, guys. Another amazing show, a lot of fun. I'd like to really spend some time thanking the efforts by so many people out here today. This took some time to plan, and while we lost Mike a little less than 3.5 months ago, they started planning this event really, really soon after, because they knew that he would not want people sulking and mourning his loss and celebrating our friendships, our relationships, and people, and doing things, going out. And deep down, Mike was one that he would give you the shirt off his back and wouldn't expect anything in return. But we are definitely giving that to him by honoring him today at the Beachin with Beale annual charity pickleball tournament. Guys, come on out or tune in. The live stream will be starting up in just a few minutes. You can find the links on our social media on Twitter, otherwise known as X, at Varsity Show, or all of our social media, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere else, Varsity Sports Show. Big thank you to Douglas Santo, and Horizon coach Tyson Ditmore. From Orange Coast College, Kyle Slocum, Mike Ryder, tournament director. And once again, thank you to Corey Walsh, our in-studio producer. We'll be back next Saturday, 9 a.m. on AM1060 KDUS. And Sunday, I'll be in Houston on ESPN 97.5. Have a great weekend, everyone. Go Varsity.